Here is my first look at the PDP Gears of War 4 1-to-1 scale customized Lancer. I've already done the unboxing for you, so let's take a look. All right, this thing is ginormous. You could see me standing next to it. It's very, very, very big. On terms of size, it's on par with the other Lancer from the Gears of War 3 Collector Edition. I don't believe they were made by the same people. I could be wrong. I feel like that was made by Nika, and this is PDP. All right, so let's take a look at this thing together. First and foremost, you're going to notice this right here. This is the background of This is the back of the gun. This would be where the wood inlay was. That was something that really set this Lancer apart from the standard Lancers in the game. Unfortunately, this is just a piece of plastic painted brown with some wood finish type on it, but it is not an actual wood inlay. For the price that this thing costs, which is $149.99 MSRP, maybe it would have been nice to get some faux wood in there to really have it stand apart. But from just a look perspective, it does have the right look to it, and I can't complain too much. Over here is the firing mechanisms. There are two. You have your standard trigger, and then you have your chainsaw rev trigger. Now, if they were playing the game, they would use this gun to shoot, and this would be to deploy their chainsaw. There is a safety right here that toggles. When the safety is set, you notice the trigger does not pull. When you release the safety, the trigger does pull. Nice little feature that I think it kind of shows some of the mechanisms behind the game. The fact that they have one on the other side doesn't do anything. It's just for looks. That's okay. I mean, I guess it's nice that they have one that's an actually articulated piece. This is just a static display. On this side, going back over here, this is where all the action is. You have the handle. You know, when they rev up their chainsaw bayonet, they have a handle that they grab onto. And it does actually hold the weight of the gun. If you were holding it with the trigger and the handle, you could actually hold it up and it would hold the weight pretty well. Would have been nice if it was a little heavier duty plastic. The only thing I worry about is if you're whipping this thing around a lot, that may snap off. So beware if you're gonna go out and be a crazy cosplayer. Also, they have the, where's it at? They have the switch for the throttle. So if you guys go back and watch the game, when you rev up your chainsaw, your guy will grab the handle up here and he slides this back, and that's like the choke to start up the chainsaw, kind of like a ripcord almost to get it going. And I think that is really, really neat feature that it slides back and forth. The chainsaw, unfortunately, is static. It does not move. I do not believe this has any sound effects with it. It's just for show. On the back side, the only other thing worth pointing out to you is the flashlights. So if you guys remember some of the scarier parts in the game, there is a tactical flashlight, and it does mount on the side. You'll notice also, since I have this camera view, I did I could have painted. I used electrical tape on the cap. So the cap was orange, and I've replaced it with black electrical tape. I think the orange cap just doesn't really make this thing look very well, very good, you know. It does have a couple scopes on it. It has the traditional iron sight scope, and that can be deployed down if you wanted to, and it has a small scope on the end here. I have some photos showing that a little bit better. You can check that out in a little better detail than I can here. Overall, this thing is massive, and it is awesome. I'm really, really, really thrilled with it. There are some LED lights. I've taken all the batteries out, though, because I'm going to display this, and I don't want to have any battery acid. Everywhere where you see some of the blue inlays, there are lights that are operating. To replace the lights, there is a plate right here. This handle that you hold, there's two screws. This whole plate slides off, and 4D batteries go in the length right here to add to the weight on the front. Kind of would have been nice if they added more weight on the back, because holding it, I could tell you when it has a natural tendency to dip forward. It would have been nice if the batteries were somewhere back here to add, maybe in the, you know, in the stock of the gun or something, to give it a little bit more you know, weight to it. But so you could see, you could hold the handle here, no problem. You could whip it around if you wanted to. The handle does close. If you want it closed, you could have it open or closed. I'll have it closed when I mount it, so it's flat against the wall. A couple of guys asked me about mounting. So what I recommend are these. You can pick these up at Home Depot. I like them because they have rubberized grips, and as you can see, they slide very well up under the gun. And you're going to have to mount probably two of them, one on the handle where you hold it with your left hand, and somewhere around here, maybe in the back, maybe under here. Kind of have to play with it a little bit and see what makes the most sense. You want it to be level and square. You can display this gun actually if you wanted to without a stand of any kind. It does stand on its own because of the cartridge is so large. But notice that the bottom part here, you're resting it on the teeth of the chainsaw. That's something I'd be worried about because you don't want the plastic to break. And I think for me, it looks a little bit better if it's up at this angle as opposed to down here. There you guys have everything I think about this. An amazing product. Hope you guys enjoyed the video so much. Thank you guys. All that great stuff. See you guys on the other side.